Why did my shy doctor suddenly ask if I was safe at home while my sly mother-in-law sat right beside me? I was 31 weeks pregnant when something happened that changed everything. I went to my routine checkup with my mother-in-law because my husband was out of town for work. She insisted on coming even though I said I'd be fine going alone. I thought she was just being sweet. She brought me snacks, helped me out of the car, even rubbed my back when I complained about the pelvic pain. We got to the clinic and sat in the waiting room. I remember she kept scrolling on her phone and smiling. I thought she was sending my husband updates, but it turns out that wasn't what she was doing at all. When the nurse called me in, she followed me into the room like she always did. She's been really involved in the pregnancy from the start, too involved, honestly. She had opinions on every baby name, insisted I stop eating anything with too much sugar, and even tried to redecorate the nursery behind my back. But I tried to be understanding. It's her first grandchild. The doctor came in and started asking me the usual questions. Everything seemed normal until she got to the part about my weight and blood pressure. She frowned a little and asked, "Have you been taking the iron supplements I prescribed?" I said yes, every day. Then she asked, "Any nausea or dizziness lately?" Before I could answer, my mother-in-law cut in and said, "Oh yes, she's been fainting a lot. Just last night, she almost passed out in the kitchen." That wasn't true. I hadn't fainted once. I turned to look at her, confused, but she was just smiling at the doctor like everything was fine. The doctor paused for a second. Then she asked my mother-in-law to step out, saying she needed to do a routine physical check. My mother-in-law hesitated but left the room. The second the door clicked shut, the doctor's entire demeanor changed. She pulled her stool closer, looked me straight in the eyes, and said, "Can I ask you something? Are you safe at home?" I was stunned. I said, "Yes." "Why?" She asked, "Has anyone been tampering with your medications? Your iron levels are dangerously low despite the supplements, and I noticed your prenatal vitamins were switched from the ones I originally prescribed." That's when my heart dropped. I keep my pills in the kitchen cabinet, a cabinet my mother-in-law constantly rearranges under the excuse of cleaning. I hadn't thought twice when the bottle looked slightly different a few weeks ago. She even joked that she bought me a better brand with less fillers. I told the doctor all of this. She looked deeply concerned. She told me she'd seen this before, well-meaning or overbearing relatives tampering with medications out of misguided beliefs. But she also said she wasn't ruling out more malicious intent. She offered to run a test on the pills I brought with me that day. I had the bottle in my purse. A few minutes later, a nurse came in with the result. The capsules had 0 iron content, none. They were completely different pills, relabeled with a fake sticker. My stomach turned. I felt dizzy, not from the pregnancy, but from shock. The doctor asked if I wanted to report it, and I didn't even know what to say. I texted my husband immediately. At first, he didn't believe me. He said, "There's no way my mom would do that. She's just trying to help." But then, I remembered something. A week ago, I overheard her on the phone with one of her friends. She said, "I'm not ready to be a grandmother. I just need a little more time. She's too fragile anyway." At the time, I thought she was talking about baby clothes or the delivery date, but now I realized what she meant. I told my husband everything. He still tried to defend her until I showed him the lab report, the pills, the bottle, and then I showed him the security footage from our Ring camera, which caught her swapping something in the kitchen drawer at 2 a.m. He stopped replying. That night, he flew home early. When he arrived, he didn't say a word to his mother. He told her to pack her bags and leave. She cried, screamed, said she was only doing what was best for the baby, but he didn't budge. She left that evening. We haven't spoken since. I switched doctors, moved in with my sister temporarily, and every night I sit on the couch rubbing my belly, wondering how close I came to losing the one thing that matters more to me than anything else.